So I'm at Fort Yargo State Park in the trailhead parking right in front of the visitor center. You can see above there that we're right next to the entrance, so it's very easy access to get into the center. As we pan around quickly, the visitor center is right in front of us, so we just got a short walk down there, and there is a like I say, it is a visitor center. It's got lots of information inside and gifts and whatever you want to get. Also sells snacks and waters and souvenirs. And the trail actually starts just to the right of there and ends up in the same place. As you exit the store at the visitor center, if you turn left, you'll start in a counterclockwise direction. You've got a view of the old fort straight across. A nice little meeting area. Looks like a fire pit. Never seen it being used, but it's a fire pit. You see the old fort across the way, and go down a few stairs and turn to your left, and you're on the trail. Should be noted that this is also a biking trail. There's two trails on the loop around. One loop is the yellow trail, which is primarily hiking. It's a 6-mile loop. And there's a bike trail that is approximately 11 to 12 miles. The outer loop, I guess, could be called. Bicycles are supposed to go clockwise every other day and counterclockwise on the opposite days. On the yellow trail, which is primarily the hiking trail, it is bikers must yield to the hikers, but typically it's easier for me to just step over out of their way, and if I see them coming. But first thing notable that we see as we hit the trail is this nice bridge. This has been rebuilt and is new as a year before last, 2 years ago, I think. Really nice, wide, plenty of room. A lot of people like to come down here and fish off the bridge. You can see a portion of the lake right up ahead. I'm going to swing around in this direction because the sun is kind of the edge over here. Again, we're close to the old fort. Nice area for fishing. Come around as far as I can without the sun causing a problem. Oh, I don't know if I can get it. There's a nice big heron. This one tends to stay in this area. I've seen it out here several times. So I've just crossed the bridge from the visitor center in the distance there. Really nice bridge. It's only a couple of years old. A lot of people, there's some places you can stop and fish on it, and there's enough room to fish on the side and not interfere with foot traffic. As you get to the end of it, this end, you have a couple of choices. If you come over to the right, that small trail takes you right over to the old fort. You can go over and visit it and see all the displays that they have over there. It's a really nice old fort built in the 1700s. It's not its original spot, but they moved it here quite a few years ago. So it's closer to everything so people can enjoy it better. As I continue back around, the first little split that you have that you come to is they call the rock garden. When you take it, I'll show you in just a second, some roots and rocks along the way. Not anything strenuous, just a little bit of easy stepping, or if you don't want to do the rocks, you can take the straight path, the bypass, and go right up here. They meet just a couple hundred yards down the way. Take a little walk down the rock trail, rock garden, and let you see it. Get up here, I noticed we have some large water birds, some herons and whatnot. Obviously one had a little sit here. This trail runs right down along the edge of the lake. I'll put some more information about the lake itself. Growing up near here, this is where I came a lot. As a child growing up, my grandmother and granddaddy used to set up a camper out here every summer when I was younger, and we would fish, mostly catfish, but there's bass, brim, crappie. It's almost crappie season. I'm hoping to get out here pretty soon and try to catch a few of those. And that's pretty much the extent of all the rocks. There are a few more little ones. I'm gonna switch off here, go to the next point. So they've named a lot of the hills around here. They call this one Heart Attack Hill. It's really, compared to a lot of mountain trails, is a pretty moderate little hill. I'm gonna hike up it here, try to keep talking. So if you see the map and you're concerned about titles like Heartache Hill, Heart Attack Hill, don't let it scare you. It's not bad. We're still linked into the bike trail, so you can see where the bikes come around a lot up through here. One nice feature about this trail is that periodically they have little viewpoints with a bench set up. And just like anywhere else on the trail, you need to be very wary of poison ivy. This is what it looks like when it's very young. Still small, but just as effective on you. Zoom in here and let you get a closer look. These leaves will get a lot bigger. But as the old adage goes, leaflets 3, let it be. If you're susceptible to poison ivy, be careful. As you come along the trail, you'll come across one of the picnic areas. That's a real nice playground. There's a lot of kids out there playing, so I'm not going to get down there looking creepy and taking pictures of kids. So you can get an idea. And there are picnic tables all around this area. Historically, this was the original camping area. Spent many a night in this place. A couple of geese doing a little fishing. And this is the trail that leads around to the bridge. The bridge takes you over to the opposite side of the lake. Like I said, this is a loop trail. Covers all the way around. A little closer in. Really nice bridge. Also has been rebuilt in recent times. The first little dock there is actually closed to the public at certain times of the day because it's a lot of the rowing teams, even from UGA, come down here to practice. And this is where they dock. And this is one of the two boat docks that are on the park. The other one is located in the camping area and is primarily designed for people who are staying overnight or whatever. They can put their boats in. This is the primary public one. You'll notice that in Georgia state parks, I think all of them have this requirement. Put your boats in, just can't use a horsepower greater than 10. It is early spring right now in Georgia, and you can look at all the trees are just starting to come out with their greens and colors. I think it's almost as colorful as the fall when it gets out here, but you can kind of look, it's just really beautiful out here. There are times when this park can get a little bit crowded. I came out this weekend, which was the week that most schools have their spring break, and it was very crowded. But I enjoy people, so I got to meet and talk to a lot of people along the way. Really fun. On the bridge, you can see, you can fish off this bridge also. A lot of people do. I used to bring my kids here for the old bridge and just fished off the side. Used to catch a lot of crappie, some brim, and plenty of catfish. Nice big open area here, so a lot of people can get in here and lay their poles, or there's one on either side of the bridge. Really great spot. I know I've said it before, but for kids, this is a great place. Yeah. It's the Fort Yargo Green Tunnel. I love this little section here. So this is what used to be the recreation area. They had boat rentals and a pavilion. It had at one point in time was a skating rink. They closed the skating down years ago. It was very large, and there's a white sand beach that you see there, putt-putt, and a lot of other activities that went on. They have torn all that down and are rebuilding everything. Look forward to seeing what's going to be there. This is a place I took my kids swimming, and actually have taken my grandchild here and had great times. And she's upset because this summer, we can't come here and go swimming anymore. But the following year, hopefully all the construction will be done and it'll all be nice and new. Okay, so we're coming around the bend to cross over the dam. Flattest part of the whole trail. Not that any of it's very difficult. This is the view from the center of the dam. Get a pretty good view of a good portion of the lake. The lake is formed from two different creeks. One creek is the Marbury Creek, which actually flows into the Alcovy River. I can't remember the name of the other one. But this is the main larger area. The lake itself is 260 acres. So plenty big to do some fishing and not be too crowded. It does get a little bit crowded in the peak seasons, but it's never really too bad. So I've completed about 4.5 miles on this trail. I stopped at the top of one of the high points, and this is one of my favorite places. I like to sit here. There's a bench to sit and observe, but this is probably the lesser used side of the whole trail, so you don't see as many people out here. So you can actually sit and enjoy the sounds of nature. I've been here several times and just sat in the quiet and listened to the birds. This is a really good place for birds to be, to listen to them, the sounds that they make. One of the things about having the surgery and having to recover from that over the last 6 weeks, it's forced me to slow down a good bit. I used to do this trail in about a little over 2 hours, and you know, it seemed like I was racing through just to get from one end to the other, but because of the recovery period that I've not been able to go that fast to start with, and then I get tired and have to stop. This is the first time out in 6 weeks that I've done a 6-mile hike. I'm feeling pretty good, but like I say, it's really nice to slow down. I've seen things today that I would have missed on an earlier outing before the surgery. Sometimes I think we just need to slow down and observe what's around us. We get so caught up in the day-to-day go, go, go that we forget about the little things. That's my philosophy for today. So I have forgotten that today is the day of the eclipse. Here in Georgia, we're not going to get a total eclipse. We're supposed to get about an 85% coverage from where I am now, located a little bit north of Atlanta. It's actually starting to darken up a little bit. It's kind of a dusky look in the woods. It's still about a little less than an hour from the full coverage time, but I got to tell you, it's a little bit spooky. Okay, so I'm back at the trailhead in front of the visitor center again. We did the 6 miles and feeling pretty good. Being the first time going a full route like this, I am sitting here. We are at the peak of the eclipse, and the only effect we have is that it's just a little dusky looking. It didn't get dark, but it's like I kept wanting to flip my sunglasses up, but it wasn't the problem. They were already up. Pretty cool event. I did get an opportunity. Somebody at the park here had some sunglasses, the eclipse glasses, so I was able to borrow those and get a good look at the eclipse right when it was going down at the maximum point. Anyway, if you enjoyed my video or other videos, please subscribe for more and like. Until then, I'm an old man on the trail.